What's going on, guys? Your boy King Jaffe Joe 413 back with another one. It's going to be a quick, short video. It's not going to be that long, but I have had this question a bunch of times. People keep asking me, how do you do a radiator flush on a Can-Am Ryker? So I'm going to let you know. It's actually pretty easy. It's not like super hard or anything. So plenty of videos out here. So a lot of times you're not seeing a lot of videos of people flushing their radiators because a lot of people aren't flushing their radiators. You know what I'm saying? They're hitting something and having to replace the radiator. So a lot of radiators are getting replaced because the front of the Ryker is so low, hit something, got to replace your radiator. $300 for a radiator, so you buy yourself a new radiator, replace it. So you don't have to drain it, you don't have to flush it, and that's why a lot of people aren't having to flush it that are changing radiators. But other than that, there's really no way to drain. So like on cars, there's a drain plug on the bottom of the radiator so you can drain it for reasons like flushing radiators and systems like that. The Ryker doesn't have a drain on the bottom of the radiator. So what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to remove the front fascia off your Ryker. As you know, I have a bunch of videos out, a bunch of people have a bunch of videos out. So you just take your front off your Ryker, obviously. If you've seen my last video, when I was doing the sway bar install, I had to flip this radiator up. So basically you're gonna be doing the same thing. You're gonna take out this 110 millimeter here, there's another 10 millimeter here. All right, so once you do that, you're gonna lift the top of it up. The bottom of it is sitting on little bushings. There are little holes with little bushings that's sitting on there. So if you pull the front out, you lift it up, then the radiator is gonna be free, right? So what you're gonna do after that, you're gonna pull the bottom of it up just a little bit so you can reach the clip in the back that goes to the fan. Once you release that clip, now you can drain your radiator, or you could have drained it before. You know what I'm saying? You could have drained it at the beginning before you did all that. But personally, me, I like to do all that before I drain it, just so I don't get like a mess on the floor or anywhere, and then I'm dealing, or dripping anywhere, and I'm dealing with having to unclip the clip while I'm working, while I'm doing that, or just so I don't get wet. You know what I'm saying? Preferably, like me, before I would drain it, I would flip it all the way up like I did in my sway bar video. I would flip it all the way up and I would remove the fan then before I even drain it, just so I don't have to deal with getting wet. If you want, you can take it off completely, take the radiator off completely, and then unhook your radiator fan. You don't have to hook your fan at all. I don't know if it's waterproof. It should be some kind of water resistance in the front of the bike. It's outside of the bike cell. But either way, once you remove your fan, or don't remove your fan and you're ready to drain it, only two hoses for the bike, for the radiator, are the top two hoses. You got one here, you got one here. That's it. There's no other drain here. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna pull one of these off. So these usually have little spots on the side, one side, that you can get a screwdriver underneath it. These are not reusable clamps. So once you take these clamps off, you're gonna make sure you have clamps in stock before you do this, because you're gonna need clamps. You're gonna make sure you need antifreeze. So once you pop these clips off, I would pop one off at a time. Antifreeze is gonna come out the bike, all right? It's gonna dump out, so make sure you got a pan down on the floor. Antifreeze is gonna dump out the bike, not all of it, but a bunch of it's gonna dump out the bike. Then what you wanna do is, you wanna remove your second hose, right? The rest of it's gonna come out. Your antifreeze is gonna be, so before you take these hoses out, you might wanna just stick these screws back in the top just to hold the radiator there. So when you take the clips off, you're gonna have to pull these hoses off. So you don't wanna have to try to hold the radiator and pull the hose off. So after you flipped it up, took the fan off, unhooked it and all thing, I wouldn't sit it back in the bushings on the bottom, but I would just put the top of it lined up, and I would put the screws in probably like 3 or 4 turns, just to hold it on there. Hold it sturdy on both sides. So once you clip this clip, it gives you something to hold on to, so you can pull this hose off. All the antifreeze is gonna come out. You're gonna cut this clip over here. You're gonna pull that out. maybe a little more antifreeze is gonna come out. After you do that, your radiator is ready to come out. So you're gonna remove these 2 screws again. When your radiator comes out, remember your radiator is gonna have antifreeze in it. So you're gonna take your radiator off, you're gonna turn your radiator sideways, you're gonna dump all your antifreeze out. Your antifreeze should look like antifreeze color. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be too much of a different color. It shouldn't really have too much different color change. Should be the color that it's supposed to be. Some of it's orange, some of it's green. I don't think the stock stuff comes orange, but some of us refill our antifreeze. We don't want to go buy $18 for a pint. You know what I'm saying? So we just buy regular car antifreeze, put it in there. It's not gonna do nothing to your bike. It's really not gonna do nothing. Can-Am recommends their brand because obviously, why wouldn't you? You know what I'm saying? But antifreeze is antifreeze. If you go to an antifreeze and it says for all makes and models and vehicles, why wouldn't it be for the Ryker? What would make that so different? But yeah. So once you get the radiator off, you emptied it out. What you can do is you take your hose, your water hose, and you blow through one side, and all the water is going to come through, and rinse it out until it comes out to the other side. And once you see it clear, it's good. All this water and antifreeze that you're taking out, you're not supposed to let it get on the dirt or in the ground. You're not supposed to do that. So once you dump it in your pan, you're gonna have to put it into a bottle and dispose of it somehow. When you run it through the hose, all the stuff that's coming through there, initially it's gonna be really yellow or green or whatever color antifreeze is. That stuff, you're really supposed to catch it as well and dispose of that as well. You're not supposed to let that go on the ground. A lot of people are just gonna dump their antifreeze in a tray and then go take their hose and shoot the rest of the stuff in the ground. Not gonna lie, I would probably find the farthest corner of my yard and do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? It's watered down, you know what I'm saying? All right, so the antifreeze that's in your block, you're really not gonna worry about that. It's really not like a block flush, it's a radiator flush, that's what it's called. But it has been done on cars. I have done it on cars, and it is possible to take your water hose, and put it up one side of the block and flush all the antifreeze out of the motor as well. And you're gonna do the same thing, which all of it would come out as yellow or orange until it got clear. Once that's done, it would clear up, but you're supposed to catch all that as well. So I wouldn't recommend this part, but you gotta remember, after you do that, you're still gonna have water inside your block. So there's really no way to get the water out your block. You're gonna have water in there. It's gonna circle through. Once you finally hook everything back together and put the antifreeze back in, it's gonna circle through. So if, obviously everyone knows, antifreeze is 50-50. So if you're doing, if you have 100% antifreeze and you put 100%, there's already water in the block, it's gonna mix, you know what I'm saying? So you're probably gonna be a little bit more than 50-50 with antifreeze, like on the antifreeze side, a little bit more, stronger, but it's not a bad thing. Yeah, so basically that's what I would say, you know what I'm saying? As simple as that. But I wouldn't do the water hose through the motor block, because the little bit of antifreeze in there is irrelevant. So of amount when you refill the radiator and all that stuff. So I personally wouldn't recommend it, but if you feel like you got a lot of miles on the bike and you want to do that, you can go for it. And then after you do that, install back as you may. Put your radiator back on, put your hose clamps that you purchased back on. You fill it up through here. I've tried to, before I put the second hose on, just pour some down into the radiator just to get it started so it'll be faster from going up here. You can do it how you want. Fill up your radiator, make sure you let your bike run until it gets to, the temperature goes to medium and you hear the fans come on. Once you hear the fans come on, that usually means your thermostat opens. So what happens when your thermostat opens, that's when it releases the antifreeze from the motor to the radiator. It opens up, it gets warm, it expands, the spring gets soft, it expands, it opens up. That's when it lets stuff through. So if you did flush your whole block, you're gonna wanna definitely make sure you do this until the radiator comes on, the fan comes on maybe once or twice. Make sure all that runs through and mixes up. If you didn't do that, if you didn't flush it, I would still recommend you let it run until the fans come on once or twice, just to make sure that your levels are good. After the fan comes on, let the bike cool for a little bit, check your levels. If you need to add some, add some. That's about it. Super simple. If you can see the radiator, there's nothing to it after that. I had probably maybe 10 different questions about this. exact thing of how to do a radiator flush. I was gonna make a video. I don't have the need to make a video. You know what I'm saying? This bike this is a 2024 hair, doesn't need a radiator flush. My bike, I don't want to do a radiator flush. You know what I'm saying? If I had a bike that needed a radiator flush, I'm gonna do a whole video, but as of right now, this is what you get, guys. I hope this helps you, and thanks for watching. I'll check you in the next one. Peace.